Everybody said they gon' get it, but how many coming back with it? Give a gang this year, give it. They tryna lay it on up that really. I'm tryna see if she can stay 50. Get back with me. She came from Cali to the track city, and now we pimpin', so we taste different. 100 racks with me. You think you big and blowing past limit. I hear you talking, but she ain't paying. Can't even snatch bitches. Gotta get it in there. Gotta get it in there.
Yeah, we every day with this shit. You dig what I'm saying, man? Yeah, we ain't no weekend warriors around here, man. Yeah, man. We up every day around this shit, man. You dig what I'm saying? My bitch gon' get it on command. She'll travel 7 seas to go get her daddy fees. Like the Pope giving hope, hoes fall to their knees. She thankful for the game she received. Roll over. We really smashed it, we don't do pretending. Plenty pimping going on, we serving and we sending. Game never ending, we only play to win it. Fresh game every day like a new beginning. See, when I get a bitch, I got a bitch. Sauce, juice, trust me, baby, I got all that shit. You see, getting money daily, what I talk to, bitch. Yo, good horn in my pimpin', that's the perfect bitch. See, when she really fucking with you, she'll get it on her own and you ain't gotta press the issue. Just tell her the truth and ain't no telling what she gets you. These squares will never get the picture, nah.
That talk though. Put one more on, you know. Gotta represent hometown.
You can't wear your heart on your sleeve and your emotions on your shoulders. And this shit I didn't get when I was young and I got older. I started getting when I got older. Like I was broke, I wanted a richer. Now a nigga getting richer, I'm even closer. Super ambitious, too many bitches, can't even post it. I could paint a vivid picture, you listen, remain focused. God cut some of your homies off, they don't got the same focus. But we got the same ops, if you with me, we chain smoke. We caught a couple twice, we made them make back-to-back posts. Nigga, it's up for life, we made niggas make their last post. Sliding back-to-back, not days apart, but we was that close. But now I'm back, I might go back-to-back, make back, go black ghost. Then sprint a Tahoe, you know like I know, nigga, I'm the GOAT. He took it out of hollow, gave him a halo, now here goes. Man, we put niggas 6 feet, that was only like 5'4". Big dog, man, I made 5-star bitches fly coach. You ain't one of mine. You know we down to put you under when it come to mine. You know it get crazy in the trenches. Pray the rainy days get different in the sun and shine. Rolls Royce racing through the trenches in the summertime. They say it'll come in time. I tell them here come the time. Something about the rose gold paddock, they got one in shine. They say it'll come in time. I tell them here come the time. Can't let them sink the ship, I'm super wavy where I'm from. Bitches fighting bitches, babies killing babies where I'm from. Elevator altercations, I'm like Jay-Z where I'm from. Toshido, he the hero like Lil Baby to the plum. This shit get crazy,
Shout
can't
to
no 380 where I'm from. Ask about it, we made the citizens go crazy where I'm from. I tap the switch and it goes dumb. I'm a product of this shit, I'm trying to climb about this shit. You can't be lazy where I'm from. They be rappers, they be trying to compare to me, they should be scared of me. You know that there's levels to this shit, they downstairs. How we locked in, you ain't trying to put no iPad in the air with fuck top 10. I'm big bro to this shit, man. You should cherish it. Heart on your sleeve and your emotions on your shoulders. And this shit I didn't get when I was young and I got older. I started getting when I got older. Like I was broke, I wanted a richer. Now a nigga getting richer, I'm even closer.
Facts. Good afternoon, y'all. Good afternoon. And welcome to another, classic. Prefer to talk about myself and, the era. I feel like that's the most intriguing topic, but, certain things that, I notice. And, I just sat back and just wanted to notice if anybody else noticed, but, they were calling out a thing, right? But not necessarily knowing where that thing is directed, this time that we live in and the times that have lived before us, it's, the ones that have perceptive knowledge. There's all types of knowledge. There's useless knowledge, like Kim Kardashian's lipstick or sports scores that you're not really betting on, things like that. Useless knowledge. But then there's perceptive knowledge, whereas you're able to pick up on things. What they say is peep game, right? Peep what's in front of you, right? Do you notice it with your eye? Not necessarily with your eyes. A lot of people walking around sleep, with their eyes wide open and their eye wide shut at the same time. One of the things that I sat back and looked at, it's just the whole setup, just from the the uniform, the artwork and the sculpture and the pendulum. It's funny because this is, he's a water sign, right? He's a Pisces, I believe. Live ideas. But he's got fire behind the pendulum. It's interesting, right? Yeah. I mean, didn't he say he was the pathway to Hades? So you're going to hell with him. But y'all sleep, this that meteoric rise, had everything to do with certain decisions that were made, right? Can say he was willing, he wasn't able. There's a difference. There's people that are actually able, that are not necessarily as socially awkward, and have the capabilities to perform. But he was willing. Doors open. Again, there's nothing against this this guy. At the end of the day, he played the hand that was dealt to him. You don't know his situation before everything really took place. Where I stand, I'm kind of like Switzerland. I'm not necessarily for it or against it. I just see it there. It's the way it is with pretty much, everybody else outside of Mac era. It's, I'm not for you or against you. Just watching you. When I decide to look, but I notice everything. And if you notice, majority of the time, when you look at certain things, it's just the math just adds up. Like when you look at, his wardrobe, black suit, white shirt, black tie. What is that symbolic to? The yin and the yang, right? What is the message with the yin and the yang? Then you have a picture of him on the chessboard. I'm gonna walk you through this. See, when you look at the colors black and white, right? Separate, what do they represent? And then when you look at them together, what do they represent? Now together, what they represent is the duality, of that yin and the yang, which means to find balance in chaos. Meaning that, it's light as well as it's the darkness that leads to the same paths, ending in, the natural law of things. The other thing you got to really look at, what the media pushes in front of you, the uniform, the message, and the man behind the message. It's more so, I would say it's a lot of ambiguities, right? And, an androgynistic format, kind of like Lucy or Lucifer. Okay. And representing this image, that's being pushed out is, to confine and confuse the impressionable minds of those that are lost, seeking guidance. That's the media's agenda of mass manipulation, because within the senses, it's senseless. Most everyone's just walking around blind without a cane, like emotional kamikazes hitting brick walls. Realistically speaking. Now, when you look at, what symbolism is, behind his uniform with his message, is the appetite of the flesh and of the soul through both good and evil, that they both can fulfill, the agenda of the establishment, and transcending it into a way of becoming, enlightened like a god, lowercase g, no blasphemy. But in this case, it is. Now, if you look at the high value man and the most high, right? That's blasphemy. I mean, isn't that the same lie that the serpent told Eve in the garden? Is the majority of the people who tune in and call into his show a female? They bit the apple. And are most of the guys who listen to them just as slow to learn as Adam? I mean, you look at everything as a lot of, rituals, that, he had to go through as far as for the form of humiliation through, the guy in the bed, through the interviews with Brittany Renner, through the interview with Nicki Minaj, through mentioning the guy's dick size. These are all humiliation rituals being performed right in front of you, but you guys are angry at other things. As some people have personal issues. They say, well, I had a meeting with him and we were supposed to talk about the purpose or whatever like that, or whatever their agenda was. You're not getting anything from anybody in here. It's every man for themselves. Niggas only care about their own agenda. He's just a nigga in a suit. He's a nigga just like you. He's just a nigga in a suit. Okay? You just played the game accordingly. And he was the most presentable, which, is it's bad to say about the entire space, It just shows the level of how insignificant and pathetic space really is. See, it's funny. I've been in many spaces and many travels of my life and seeing things from different angles. Not to really go into my background, but I can see it much better. I have a much better vantage point of seeing, what you guys are looking at, right? A proper perspective. It's the same thing. Let's see what you guys got to say. Really, niggas, you ain't saying nothing. Now, when you look at this chessboard, right? The chessboard is Masonic. It's used to do trigger minds for enslavement. Now, mind you, didn't he say that, he was the pathway to Hades and that you're coming with him? So many things being presented in front of you. There's so many games being played. Now, how's it going down? What's going on, Briscoe? What's going on, Rashul? Kevin and that light-skinned nigga look like a gay couple together. Yeah, it's a ritual with that, man. Like, it was one that's played earlier. If you look at the background, mind you, he's, sensible enough, right? What was his quote? Create something, right? So whereas people could talk about, so you can keep them relevant. It's not the content, it's not what you're talking about, Now, mind you, it's the same play that happened a while ago with another young man. A lot of people go in on him, but really, when you look at it, he didn't take the oath, that change of heart. This one went forth with it, So you understand, to get to that 100K, right? You got to do something strange for that change. Any major name in this space that's at that level had to do something compromising either their integrity or their masculinity, or little that there was. Make no mistake, See, all these games that are basically played right in front of you, I'm saying, you got to really, you can't just be just nodding your head, listening. So you got to really pay attention to what's being presented to you and why it's being presented to you, That's why it's imperative to know the truth. Sigma Enigma, what's going on, brother? A lot of games being played in front of you. You gotta look at the uniform. You gotta look at the background, the artwork. The pieces. What they're selling to you and why they're selling it to you. It's about understanding the market. Most guys hate their mothers. They hate their mothers and they hate the women that they went after and that, rejected them or said something slick to them or said something smart to them, And they wanted to live vicariously through him because they wanted to basically have on, this the threads and have this, sort of position to basically, correct a woman, right? Or correct a recalcitrant, bitch, what they would call a modern, woman. You know what I said about that? All that really is just fear disguising another emotion, right? All that aggression that a woman will bring. You put the most aggressive woman, you put the most out-of-pocket woman in front of me, right? She's going to basically have instant rest. Because what causes her to have that rest? The energy of my masculinity, That's what's going to get her to calm down automatically. She's going to check herself. I ain't got to check the bitch. You don't correct a woman. Stupid. You don't correct a rib. How do you straighten a rib out? A rib is crooked. That means it's perverse. You don't correct a woman, right? You guide the woman through your actions. Now you see guys complain about women, right? It's because their actions aren't, upright. There's many like little code things that they say, like you can't really, you can't correct a woman, can't blame her for anything, right? And can't make her feel guilty about anything. I don't feel guilty about what she wanted to do. She did what she wanted to do. Right? So that's the thing about these old, bastards. They think that they really have the answer, or they feel like, what I'm saying? If they had the answer, they had things going on, right? Why hasn't nothing in their life worked? Why did it take, lying on YouTube for them to finally get a Rolex? For them to finally have something going on in their life? They gotta pay attention to things, man. He said, I left the space. It became a joke. It is a major joke. Symbolism, man. You gotta pay attention to symbolism. It's been a joke. It's always been a joke to me, bro. I'm gonna keep it a beam with you. It's always been a joke to me. People say, "Oh, we're here to help the brothers, save the brothers." No, you're not. You're really here for yourself. Everybody is after the same thing in here, right? A lot of people that speak on this gentleman, is coming from, a different space from me, because I don't have anything personal against him. I don't want anything from him. I don't need anything from him. I'm saying, do y'all really notice, what's basically happening right in front of you? Do you see the game that's being played right in front of you? People are talking about, I'm the game, I'm this, I represent the game. Man, I was raised off that black top. I see every angle. Nothing gets by me. You can't school me, man. I get out of school too early. The eyes on everything, as well as the prize. Now, when you talk about network, is what your whatever worth, these corny ass little sayings, right? Now, you connected with some people, man, and they were able to exalt them right in front of you. Ask you, many questions. Who wrote those books, right? Those scrolls that you believe in. Who's creating all the chaos in society, right? As well as who exalted him right in front of you. But you don't really peep the game. Everything is there to distract you. He's here as a distraction. They chose him because he wouldn't break the oath. He'll go along to get along. Get even further. Pull up who needs to pull up. Man, I don't want to spend too much time with this, man. This is easy, breezy, cover girl nonsense. I don't know how people can go on for hours just talking about somebody else, man. I prefer to just talk about what I got going on, man. But, majority of the guys that's in this space, right? You know what I'm saying? It's Luciferian Bati boys. It's facts. There's only a few straight dudes in here, but they're still pork at the end of the day. They're still pork. I don't subscribe to that shit. You either got that, or you got a bunch of little niggly bears 15, 20 years behind in human development. This is a joke. Men's issues isn't a woman. You sitting there talking about, playing about what a fucking bitch does, man. You know what I'm saying? You have no power. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Bitch has never been one. Even when I was unsure and insecure, a bitch was never a problem to me. Yeah. Very few that I do like, and a whole lot of you don't trust it. Listen to that. Hold on to that, man. People speak from a place of not having power. So, well, if I get in a position, if I sell enough this, if I sell enough coffee mugs, sell enough t-shirts, enough books, then I don't have to work. You're still a sucker. And a woman will eventually find out that you're a sucker. Not to talk about myself, but just talk about myself for a moment. I'm having a dinner, at a young lady's house. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? I ain't do that whole YouTube shit where you're like, oh, I'm an alpha male. I'm an alpha male. She basically said that right off rip. I'm not an alpha male. But I understand your interpretation, right? Even if it's not correct. Okay? I'm free. But anyways, I'm not getting all into all that stuff, man. Like, to get into those certain clubs, you're selling your soul. And, anybody that's sitting there going in on this guy will sell their soul too if they were in a position. I don't care what the fuck they're talking about. I know the hearts of men. But anyways, man, y'all have a good one. Yeah.